thought you were already recording.
I just started.
I was trying to come up with banter.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'm gonna crush you. That's
Perfect.
my prediction for this match.
Okay. So how hard the crushing it is?
We'll see. Last time I played with Joker, it was 5-zip for both of our matches, and I felt pretty good about that.
Oh yeah.
I don't think he loved my 23 speed Marok team. That was that probably was a lot of fun.
Oh, I imagine.
Well, because I had a monk with slow dance. Because once I figured out that the slow dance gets boosted by martial arts, I can get almost 100% chance of it. And so his whole team was slowed against my thief with 23 speed, which, well, it sounds like you're fixing that problem with the matches anyway. So
Yeah.
because I like winning, that wasn't that fun.
I was like, what are you doing here? I just kind of had a flashback of what Wingman used to do with his Lusa. I see what you're doing. Trying to vengeance me away.
Right, dude. That's the plan. Whenever I play online, I have a button for fast forward whenever I'm testing, and I normally like fast forward through turns. I have to make sure I don't press that when I'm playing. Though actually, I have done it online a couple times, and it doesn't really mess things up. I just noticed the game takes a second to catch up.
Yeah, it's for the most part. Yeah, for the most part, it is fine. I guess I gotta go.
I don't want to really abuse it, just in case.
Okay, I guess we're going in to safely do this then.
You're gonna safely do something? Ooh,
yeah.
That's not a good idea in this game. But so I see what you're trying to do there. Good idea. Not going to work out the way you thought it would.
Yeah. Well, you're going to get the turn back anyways because you already were next turn, and then should vengeance. Make a prediction here. Should vengeance because you're low, and then you should get the quick and then vengeance again.
That is the plan overall. Yeah.
More or less. Yeah. It's quick can of Mountain Dew.
Yep. Have you thought about changing any of the other any of the chemist's other items to do other stuff, since it's kind of redundant for some of them?
I have not, but it's definitely something that can be looked at in the future. Yeah.
Because I feel like it wouldn't be I don't think it'd be in any way broken if they had if there was an item that granted defend or something like that, and are we really using an antidote or eye drops for anything? Probably not. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's lots of items where they kind of fall into a little bit of redundancy.
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, all that stuff, most of the stuff in items could be remedied by remedy. So, half of it. Well, actually, I think almost all of it, except for maybe Maybe
Holy water.
the holy water.
But even then, honestly,
I mean, vampires and a thing, anyways.
Yeah, but you could put like
undead.
You could put the holy. You could just include undead and vampire on the remedy, and still really have like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we just have another item we can exploit or use or something else. You know.
Right.
Cause I know item's kind of weird in the patcher with what you can and can't do with it. But I'm pretty sure that you can make it. I'm positive you can make it so it adds stats, and you could also probably do it maybe so that one of the items cancel, like the normal like defending and charging, performing that sort of crap.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. Not a bad idea. Definitely not a bad idea.
I appreciate you not immediately shooting down my ideas. Thanks.
I mean, all ideas warrant some form of merit, even if it necessarily doesn't add it, like not necessarily add it, but like doesn't work out. I mean, there's definitely a lot of items in the game that I'm gonna misplay that.
Used.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But that's also just the nature of the game, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to balance things out. All right, so what's the ban list looking like then? Are any items coming back or any items going on the ban list?
Probably the only thing I could say currently is my main goal, or one of the main goals in the beta 6 / patch 2.0 is to make sure that all the current items that are in starter have merit behind them, merit behind choice, right? Because I do agree that there are some items that aren't really worth using right now. Some of it's because of what currently does exist, and I think that once like you get a hold of it, you'll kind of see where there's a lot more interesting setups you can possibly do. But when it comes in regards to the restriction list, probably the only one I'll say that I might be looking at limiting is invisibility cloak, and the reason why I'll say that is because I am going to have it initially set up to where it's permanent invisible, so that way you actually have an item that pretty much grants you concentration as an item.
Okay.
Yeah, that might be a little busted though, but I don't know. We'll see. That's going to become different for you.
How is it doing permanent invisibility? I'm curious.
So the cloak right now is set to initial invisibility, just like Ninja Gear. But if you just switch it to permanent, then yeah, you have it the entire time, unless the cloak is broken, and therefore that grants you the 100% or like ignore evasion rate, which it already does anyways. Well, what invisibility does anyways. So that is essentially just giving you concentration in the form of an item.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's a interesting idea for a weapon. I just hope the Brigand's Glove doesn't go to 1.
I think Brigand's is fine at where it's at right now at 2. I'm not making any changes to that specifically at all. I'm looking at Curse Ring, changing that around, but other than that, like, I'm not really trying to mess with those, like the accessories in that regard. I think they're fine where they are.
I wouldn't mind seeing the power risk go to something like, I think it'd be interesting to have it be like a +5 speed, but auto berserk.
Paris.
Make a berserker character so they're super strong, but you don't control them.
Are you talking about Bracer? Or are you talking about something else?
No, power risk, like since that one's.
That's right.
That's like a +1 PA. It's not being used at all, so you could be 3 plus PA for the bracer, so that that's good, but it's not crazy good. But then like get a +5, like so, really substantial, but have the hard downside of you're not getting any more turns in.
Right. That's what you're saying.
We're not controlling that character anyway. Yay!
Hey, the dodge. And the stop.
Yay!
Stop OP.
that's kind of why, like, I like the Mystic, but them being able to cast a bunch of status ailments, to me, I'm not saying it makes them bad, but it doesn't necessarily make them worthwhile for that reason alone, just because you can cause several other bad status ailments with the Black Mage and Time Magic.
Yeah. I actually forgot to check the purification thing too. I forget it's not stop. That's a salve. Oh well.
I wish purification cured more. No,
It's got a good list as it is though.
It's got a good list. I just wish it's hard. It's hard remembering which
ones do which
abilities cure what.
Mm-hmm.
Though random thought, I was thinking death on the Black Mage is like good, but not really like great. And since we mentioned Vampire, I was actually thinking like it'd be kind of cool if they could cast Vampire, because Vampire is actually like a really interesting status ailment.
It is. I had looked at possibly adding it on one item before. I think it was.
Oh my god! I have hit your mana shield every time this game.
Thankfully, yes. I try to remember what was it. Shit, I can't remember what it was. I was looking at adding it on something, but then I went in and messed around with it and playtested against it, and the resulting problem was that it once the blood suck starts to catch in, it really like screws around with the opposing team. Like it might even be worse than Charm in some regards because of the fact that like they automatically try to continue to do so.
Oh yeah, I mean it's terrible, but then it could be more about making a point of protecting against bloods or vampire, and I think she could be interesting. Maybe not not insane, but interesting. Especially if it was like a Black Mage only skill, target one sort of thing, high MP cost.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it wouldn't be broken. I'm also saying that there's not much, we're going to have to do a lot of work, I think, to make Black Mages really, really worthwhile.
Maybe. I think I got an interesting set of stuff we're planning on doing with it. I did take your suggestion with the magics, though. Like the level ones,
Yay!
The level ones being instant. I definitely found that to be a pretty good change because that at least gives a reason to use them, but also kind of helps speed up, like, if you need the magic for some reason, whatever it is, cure or fire or whatever, you don't have to worry about cast time at all. And you could potentially build around that too, like making a level 1 build even, where you just go straight and like drop a mob or Sage Ring and then Arcane Strength, because you don't need the swiftness at that point.
Oh, absolutely not.
Maybe Faith still, but you don't need the swiftness for regards to casting any of that if you just plan on sticking to those.
Have you messed around with Holy at all? Since, in my opinion, that's probably one of the more broken skills of the game.
In regards to Holy, I have, well, we'll just say Holy and Ultima. I did up the clock ticks on those by 2, so it'll go from 3 to 5, and I think Ultima's 2 to 4.
No, don't mess with Ultima. I like that spell.
Well, it's a little fast for what it does. Judging the damage and stuff on it, I mean I love it too, but it is a little fast for what it can do. It's just a little bit slower. Still able to cast, like, reliably use even without swiftness. If you wanted to maybe give up an extra, on average, extra turn, you'd let it go. But from what it can do, and like not having faith in calcs and stuff like that, it's a little on the side, like on the strong side. I don't want to take away the damage from it though. I think the damage is fine as is. It's just maybe it's just a little too quick. in regards to like doing ultimate spamming on Ramza specifically.
Holy is definitely too fast for what it does.
Holy is it, yeah, and yeah, that's why I'm gonna, yeah, that's why I'm planning to shift that up a little bit as well. Not taking away, not changing any attributes of the ability, just the clock tick.
Yeah. No, it definitely, Holy probably is like the best nuke right now in the game, I think.
For me, pretty much.
It's really what puts like white mage ahead of black mages, I feel like, in terms like just like hands down. You know, if they have a better nuke, it's hard to justify using a black mage. I don't want to say period, but yeah. So what's your plan with the archer? Are you still working on a skill set for them, or?
I have the skill set done. It's pretty much just in testing right now. Yeah, so it's not going to be anything like as crappy as it is. At least hopefully not. Let's see. Or less. No. Oh, Jesus. Might as well go for that. Just 1-2 punch. And then... let's go do this as well. I don't know. There's enough kill. I didn't check my MA on that. Hopefully,
oh no, my Beowulf. I mean,
that was enough.
Just barely.
Just barely. Okay, so if I had a wager, Mustadio and the Knight should be breaking out the stop here soon.
They are.
Yeah.
I'll still get a couple turns here, but they are.
Yeah. I think it's like 3 ticks or 3 unit turns for the most part.
Damn it.
Oh no.
No, this is what I was.
And it's that. Oh. Alright. Okay. So make sure I don't mess this play up. Swiftness. Alright, should be good on this one. 2, 3.
That AT counter lied to me.
Yes, it did.
It said this guy was going to turn later on. It lied.
hold on. Diner. Oh, that's not worth it then.
Well, didn't do me much luck, but I swear to God, your mana shield at the beginning of the game, that procking was not, that just was insane.
Yeah, definitely saved my ass getting across. Nice.
Well, I managed to get a hit in where your mana shield didn't pop up, so that was nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only a little salty about it, don't worry. Okay.
All right, stuff. Good game.
Rats. Good game. I'm only a little sad.
That was pretty solid. I'm glad the mana shield actually got me across the map. Definitely redeeming grace there.
I'm sorry.
All right,
My
reset.
wife is making fun of me because I lost.
Sometimes we win one, sometimes we lose them.
Not me really, but like I understand everyone else thinks that, and that's okay. No, I'll be honest. I use Mana Shield, but I kind of hate Mana Shield.
It can definitely be annoying.
Well,
trying to get around it. What's this? Oh. All right. I'm good whenever you are.
I'm ready.
All right. And hosting.
Good.
What's the second one? Lionel. Oh crap. Okay.
Oh, that's a small one.
That's a small one. Yeah, that's the one. I think if I'm not mistaken, host is at door, and you should be
up top.
Up top.
I played this with Holy.
Lionel. Where's that? All right.
So what does the archer skill set look like? Is it just like debuffs or like?
So the idea behind aim, or the new aim, is to, how to put it, it's not fully centered around archer as much as it's a culmination of things that would work for different build types. So there's a little bit, there's something in there for physical builds, there's something in there for speed builds, there's something in there for even for magic build, in addition to some statusing. There's some inspiration taken from Tactics Advance 2 in particular, where they actually had a better archer design as a skill set to begin with. One problem I had trying to even build it was the fact that aim, like you can't take the original aim abilities and just like stick them into a different one. Because I wanted one of the abilities to carry over, like aim 3, for example.
You can't.
Exactly. So it broke everything the moment you try to mess with it. So I had to go and like redo the whole thing from the ground up.
Yeah, you have to
kind of crappy.
You have to like make like some, you know, an aim equivalent ability. To do it. It's weird.
It's definitely weird. I think it works out it's working out pretty well though. But yeah, there's a little bit in there for everybody. There's aim 3, which is take aim, and then there's charged weapon, which is it's a MA, pretty much an MA based aim where it's like MA times 20. So magic setups can use it in addition to like Mystic, or if you're just running spec in MA, you can. Then there's also Sonic Boom, which is a speed times weapon power for range 1 AoE attack that isn't based around charge time at all. Then there's Base of Toxico, which is one of the abilities from nice throw. One of the abilities from Tactics Advance, where you have a chance to apply oil and poison status, and then there's also Aim Vitals, where you have a chance to inflict doom, and also Break Aim, which is a weapon ranged base remove charging and performing. So there's, like I said, there's a mixture of different things in there to try to make it a very diverse skill set. Not necessarily something that's purely based around the archer, but an archer can definitely utilize everything in there, maybe except charge weapon. But everything else in there fits well with what the archer had in the newer games.
Cool. Well, I look forward to having that, since I'm not a big fan of the current archer, and also,
yeah.
Though, frankly, I don't think many people are. The current archer's not something it leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah, it definitely is definitely between the map dependency and like just aim being crappy right now. It's definitely hard to really pick an archer in most cases. Let's see. I guess we'll just go for.
Yeah, I had to get rid of your stupid knight.
He doesn't do anything.
I saw what you did. I saw your whole strategy. Your whole strategy relied on him giving mana to some of your guys, and I didn't like that very much, so I decided I would kill him first.
That's fair. Yeah.
Also, the Beowulf team, that's still some work being done for the triple quick shock. It's really...
Mm-hmm.
Your team was really good against that because it's meant to just zap 2 or 3 of your guys at the beginning of the match, but I didn't get lucky there.
Yeah.
This one is more like... It's a lot less fun, I guess I should say. It's more about, like, what will definitely win me the match. And that's where I'm getting, like, double turn fucking Marok.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn it. No, I'm surprised you went for the Geomancy there. I would have shot my ninja if I were you.
I was thinking about it, but I was hoping that I can get Marok and possibly your monk. The Geomancer checked it, but I was hoping I can get the monk and Marok sleep, so I can kind of get a little bit of disruption out early, but it did not work out the way I wanted it to. Sadly.
Yeah, I try not to rely on like anything that does a chance of like causing a status.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I get iffy about like, well, this, if this hits, I'll get something out of it, but I try to go more sure things.
Yeah.
Personally, anyway. Oh. I noticed you swapped your archer out for the chemist. Good
for
call.
this map, yeah. I know I'm gonna be at a height disadvantage, so I might as well just go and get him out of there.
Do you mess around with bows and crossbows and guns at all, or?
Yes. still on like trying to finalize that, but I think for the most part they're pretty much done. I'll go in.
If there's anything you don't want to say, don't feel like you have to. I'm just curious.
Oh, yeah, you're good. Yeah, I mean, realistically, I've went through pretty much all the weapon types and all the gear. So it's like when I was saying it's a large patch, like it is. It's a large patch. It's not just the gear and the weapons. It's also job related too. In some certain areas, and there's also ability related too in certain areas. So there's a lot to hopefully people enjoy, or maybe find some exploits, maybe tone down some areas. But I think for the most part, I try to build it in regard to risky exploitation as well. So I'm trying not to have something like too strong right off the bat, knowing that there's ways you can kind of automatically abuse it just by kind of thinking ahead. But that's kind of where like I need everyone to kind of test it at that point. So,
do you ever think there are players out there just looking for exploits?
I mean, when it comes down to trying to find out like where, crap.
Because I know I would never go out of my way just to look for an exploit or some easy way to win. First, I'm kind of mortified at the thought of anybody doing that, frankly.
Yeah, no one would do that. I mean, no, that's part of the fun though, and to a degree, like it's fun to find a nifty way to make something work even better than like intended, right? Like that's not a problem. I think some of the problem might be where like how hard of an exploit is it, if anything. Some things are well within reason. Like you have this 23 Merrick with that much speed because you are completely invested in speed. You're running Moonblade, Acacia, Ninja, and Brigands. You got all the plus 8 on a job.
On a thief, and then I do borrowed time as my first move, and I CT save. So he's getting a turn every 3 clock ticks. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But I also methodically planned out like how can I get the fastest character of the game, and use that to kind of hopefully steamroll your team.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's also part of the team building process too. Is kind of knowing, like, trying to plan what you're going to do with each unit. Damn it.
You're trying to get that stock in there.
I definitely was. I was hoping that would kind of give me some time to work with. Status is not going well in my favor this match at all.
That's why I'll be honest. I don't love Mystics. I really like. That's kind of like. I know he wasn't. I don't think he was thrilled with me, but that's why when Holy was talking about, the Mystics being worthwhile, and that's what makes evasion worthwhile. And like, I'm not saying evasion's totally worthless, but like, all the best attacks in the game kind of bypass evasion. So focusing, not that evasion's pointless, but focusing only on evasion to mitigate damage is a mistake.
Yes, I will agree.
Does that make sense? Like,
I would agree with you on that for sure. Yeah.
Like the Sage's Ring, it's probably better to have something like the Sage's Ring than a Mantle a lot of the time. And I know there's only one, but like just because of how much the Sage's Ring blocks stuff. Because like the Mystic like is great, but also if you're wearing a Mirage Vest, which is a pretty common item in the Asiya hat, you're blocking, over half their skill set. It's a lot harder to justify it then.
Right. Definitely understand that. I mean, yeah, there's definitely merit to a lot of that stuff.
Man, this ninja's or this monk is tough, isn't he?
Not too shabby.
Alright, who do I hit? It looks like your chemist. Does your chemist immune to it? Yeah, your chemist immune to it. But I got your ninja, which is good.
You did. I think the monk just outright dodged it. No, you got Imperial Armband, so yeah, you checked it.
Yep.
And the same with the chemist, yep.
Yay!
Aw, come on.
Yay! Well, that was fair and reasonable. I'm happy with that. Any chance we can get Iato to hit allies as well to do friendly fire?
I mean,
Because I feel like Iato's a little on the high end. And I feel like if it just had friendly fire, it might be a little bit more balanced.
I don't know. Like, is there any particular reason behind that? Like, you're talking about just because it's because the skill set's used a lot, or like, what do you mean?
Why do I think it's broken, or why do I think it should do friendly fire?
Why do you think it should be friendly fire?
I think it should do friendly fire because it literally everything else in the game really does except for summon, which is categorically worse than Iato. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out what it is. And talking is a little distracting. But no, I think it's not just that it's broken, it's zero cost, essentially not counting the swords, it's almost zero cost, instant damage. And maybe that doesn't make it more outright broken, but it does make it really, really good. And the idea that I can have a guy charged up with the super high MA, throw him in the middle of your group, and have him do the strongest attack possible, and not have to worry about any of my other guys getting hit. You know, I think that makes it a little bit more. That's not something I can do with any other skill set.
True.
And that's kind of the question I always ask myself, like, okay, well, could I do something similar with another skill set? And if the answer is no, a lot of times I tend to come to the conclusion that, well, maybe it's broken, or maybe it's ridiculous. Because that's what I was saying, and I know you X-nayed this, but with Kyle Mori, that's kind of what I was saying, we're like, well, sure, it might not be insane, but it kind of makes the buffing aspect of the white mage pointless, because Kyle Mori's already doing more than that.
Sure. Yeah, between gas time and like the vert limit on protecting shell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not like.
I mean that doesn't help it either, though, because some maps there are some vert variants like Mandalia where you're not able to protect or shell your allies just because they initially spawn on top of a rock, whereas Kiyomori can't.
And that's where, like, Kiyomori might not be broken, but it's the best at doing what it does. Yes. You know what I mean? Like, it's better than any other options for it.
Right. Right.
So it's something. Sorry. It's something to consider. That's where I was saying, well, what if you just had to do protect or shell randomly? That way, it does essentially the same thing, but I can't count on it.
Mm-hmm.
But
the friendly or like hit ally flag, I guess, more or less, on the Iato abilities. That might be. I mean, it might be something to look at. I mean, there's a pretty valid point about. I guess the best thing to compare it would be Unholy Sacrifice, because that's like probably the closest thing, like range-wise and stuff, and insta-cast as well, and guarantee damage.
Well, or like, I mean, even more positive abilities. I mean, like, if I have a monk and I'm using chakra on him to help my guys out, I want to make sure that he's not near an enemy. I'm trying to help my guy out, and I've got to make sure he's not next to an opponent or an enemy unit, because I don't want to heal him as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yay.
Yay,
oh, there we go, finally. But also, like, the fact that if I want to do Kiyomori on you, I don't have to worry about, or on my guys, I don't have to worry about accidentally buffing the other team either.
Right.
I can heal them without having to worry about it, which is like, again, if I'm casting your Kiraga or something, these are all things I have to actually plan for. or just think, not even plan for it, but just think about, that much more. I'd be that much more concerned about it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I see. I see what you're saying though. It's pretty valid reasons.
I'm sorry. I know I probably give you a lot of grief because of all my outspoken thoughts about the game.
No, it's all good. I mean, like I said, it's having an opinion on certain things doesn't necessarily make it bad. I mean, there might be good game to you first of all. There might be maybe it's something missing, or maybe a perspective that's not there that you're highlighting. Like as you're saying, there may be. I mean, the reason that you're saying it behind maybe Yato should affect all the skills should affect, but basically enemies and allies alike. So I mean, yeah, that I can kind of see where you're getting at with that in that regard too. Reset this now for the game 3.
Tiebreaker. I'm gonna use the restroom. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem. That's right. I had some because of the update. So probably should change this out.
I'm back. Let's see. What am I doing? Oh, okay.
You're good.
I was looking at where our map is.
Balias Tor.
Yeah, I'm ready whenever.
All right. Hosting away now.
Joining. Sorry.
Okay.
No, that's where I felt I'm not sure I feel like at first I wasn't sure I was explaining myself very well when I was saying that +2 speed is better than haste a lot of ways. And I conceded that when you said that you were worried about double turns at the beginning of the match, which that's fair. I see your point there.
Yeah, the fair starts is pretty. I think it's a pretty important thing. Like I said, we've had a pretty decent history and conversation throughout about that. I mean, that's actually part of the reason why it got switched out, because we went and had, obviously the patch made things a lot more possible too, instead of just outright just removing those pieces of gear like the original Brigand's glove. But doing a lot of testing and then realizing it is a good thing to have both teams have at least a fair take at what they're trying to do, even if you borrow time or something later or get a fast haste off. At least everyone had the initial CT of what your speed of that build is, instead of just automatically doubling that speed rate.
Mm-hmm. No, I think I'm not suggesting you do this, but if you had the Mass Immune work the same way I was saying the Kayomori was, where it granted regen or haste, I feel like that'd be significantly less broken.
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Where it did random regen or haste, and you didn't know which it was going to do?
Yeah. Oh, wait. Let me double check something. Am I up top or are you up top? I don't remember.
I think I'm going to be up top.
Yeah, you are up top. Okay. Screw it. We'll keep it.
Do you make any changes to Cloud? Because this skill set is rough.
Yeah. There's a lot of changes going towards Cloud. Some towards Raf and Merrick too, in regards to their skill set as well, because they're not really fun to even try to use too much RNG behind it. There'll still be some RNG, but it won't be as RNG heavy.
if I lose to someone using a Rafa team, I'm not even upset just because, like, I mean, they got lucky with the dice, I guess.
Yeah. I like to try to strip some of that, like, well, not strip, but try to pull some of that back.
It's never fun to feel like you lost because of, like, honestly, it's not even fun to win because you feel like you just got lucky. Like, pure luck, not like, you know, okay, well, I got a little lucky, but I played really well, too. Like, you know, if I think I was playing Mikey, and I ended up winning this one, but he was using Raise, and she let off a Holy Breath, where it was covering, like, 4 or 5 different squares, and it hit my guy like 8 times. I mean, it was ridiculous. I mean, it was
yeah, that's one of those rare times.
I only had one guy there, and it hit him 8 times out of, you know, way too many. It was funny, but it was also like, well, did I really lose? You know, did I really lose that guy? Was it a really bad play, or did he just get lucky? And he just got lucky there.
Well, yeah, sure, yeah. If an ability can hit up to 10 times, it's 8 out of 10. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty nutty.
It was like, I mean, we were both laughing at it. There was no way it could have, you know, got out. It was also like, I think he was on his like last character too, and it was like a Hail Mary. And it was just the way it worked. And it happened to be like a tank. Like it was someone who had like, you know, it was a white mage or shell. I mean, they were doing like 100 damage out of 450, you know, HP. But
dang,
it managed to get her.
Alright, so I kind of position my unit a little off too. Oh well.
This is gonna be a long match. We both just buffed at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Be careful if you ever decide to mess with the try to give the geomancers a real skill set too. You have to do a lot of finagling for that to happen.
I personally I don't mind geomancy. I think it's fine where it is. It needs a little bit of a power buff though, since arcane strength and attack boost don't bust. I could have swore they did though. But
I thought arcane strength did, but I think vehemence does actually.
It was so weird because like I thought for the longest time it did, and like I went back and looked at it, and I was talking with Wingman about it, and it was like, nah, it's not upping the numbers up at all.
The vehemence does boost geomancy, doesn't it? Or am I remembering that wrong?
It should. It should.
Because vehemence does anything, like basically any attack that does damage, it'll boost.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty reliable. But no, that's where. See, I guess I was trying to do it with my suggestion with geomancy. I think I was trying to go more for like making it an alternative to Yato, since they kind of fill a similar niche. And saying that, well, if Yato's really powerful and close up, geomancy can be weaker, but longer range. As a way to, you know, compensate for the difference. And I mean, it's not perfect, but I was just saying it's a suggestion that you can do without, because other problem, or part of the problem with geomancy is once you start like raising up the power, it starts getting really powerful really fast.
Yeah, that's true.
I've noticed when I messed around with it that it gets like, it can get really strong really quickly if you're not careful, especially if you start putting it on different builds and doing different stuff with it. But I'm sure we'll figure out something. Another option would be to give this. Another option, I guess, would be to give all the geomancy skills some sort of darn it, some sort of element, like give them an element of some kind. That way, they can get boosted by something like Sage's Ring.
Mm-hmm. That's true. I think sages should boost them already, but
not all of them are.
Not all of them are elemental.
Yeah, because like Hell's Ivy is like probably one of the most common ones you'll see, and that one doesn't have any element to it.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the things with Geomancy too, though. It's like it's a little bit more dependent because it is based on your tile. So I mean, you have to kind of the map plays not so much of big roles, at least for like the stone one, but it does.
Geomancy's just a weird. It's a weird skill set. Period. Really, like it's just odd with how it works, and it's hard to make it worthwhile that way. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, definitely. Ah, perfect.
Yay.
Love that effect. Can't even hate on it. Alright, just gonna do this. Perfect.
Oh, no fair.
On a side note, though, haste will be able to cancel stop. I never really understood why that was never a thing to begin with.
Well, why can't it stop it now?
It doesn't. For some reason, it doesn't. Like hasting a stopped unit doesn't give them their time back. Basically, for some reason. I thought it did for the longest time, and I was like, I went back and looked at it again, like, wait, it doesn't at all. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So, I think I even had a match with somebody like maybe a couple weeks ago about that. Maybe it was Joker, I don't remember, but someone was trying to do that and like using haste to break free a stop, and I think they asked about it, went and did, or just went ahead and did it, thinking that it did, and it doesn't. But then I thought about it again, like, I don't know why. If your time is frozen, exactly. If your time is frozen and you speed up their time, why can't they, get back to normal or whatever? Okay. She ain't doing anything. She's just chilling, man.
Right.
Oh no, the combo.
So worried that wasn't gonna hit. I had a 93% chance of hitting, so I knew with my luck it was gonna miss. Oh, so happy it didn't. No, you like this ninja lady. You use her a lot, so I gotta get rid of her.
She just wants to say hello. That's all.
No, she doesn't. She wants to mess with my shit.
Perfect. Just perfect.
Yay.
Damn it. Damn it.
You do anything to the full mole hot? Anything happen to that gun?
I am going to bring it down slightly from 16 to 14. I don't want to overtune it, like over nerf it though, I guess. It's especially compared to crossbow and bow. But it's go ahead, what's up?
Did you try and up those at all?
I personally don't think they need any more upping, especially bow. Bow's very strong as it is.
What about crossbow?
The range went up from whatever it is. Was it 4? Yeah, from 4 to 6
For the cross? Oh, for the cross.
for the crossbow. Yeah, but that also is like not too far off in damage potential just because of the scaling. You don't need a whole lot of PA to really get a good amount of oomph out of it. So if you foam a halt, vehemence, I think that's kind of what you're doing with your chemist right now, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be more or less caught back up to the damage it's doing now. Currently.
Gotcha. What? Oh, it's range of 2. For some reason, I thought Earthquake had the vertical tolerance of the Iato equivalent.
Hmm.
There you go.
Oof. All right. Let's see. Oh, that's right. I got Golem up. Shit. I forgot all about the darn thing.
Almost every match I play, everyone always forgets about Golem, and you know what?
Half the time. Yeah.
every time I play against someone, whenever I have Golem, a great thing happens, and that's where they also forget that Dragon Heart still procs through Golem. It's a great.
It's such a weird reaction, like how that how that reaction functions.
Oh, but it makes me really happy.
Oh, I bet, especially now. I wish there was a way you could like put like an indicator or something on that, but I don't know. It's not necessarily a bad thing either to like have to kind of keep up or like even jot a little note down.
I have the Battle Mechanics Guide bookmarked, and usually on my phone somewhere.
No, I meant just tracking it, like if there's an active goal.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, never mind. I knew what you're saying. My bad.
All right.
Yay! My guys who stopped came back.
Thankfully.
It's kind of a reversal of what happened in our first match.
More or less.
Oh, you won instead of losing? Really?
I'll have to go back and update all those character or job analysis guides I'm writing. Once your patch comes out.
Yeah, definitely. I've been reading those. I've been keeping up with those, by the way.
You don't mind that I do that, right?
No, not at all.
Okay. Feel free to comment. I just wanted to give... The idea is I wanted to have, for anyone who joins, I wanted there to be a good, like, basic sort of starting, like, here's what to look for. Here's what I would do if I was making one. And, like, granted, like I'm going to do the Black Mage tomorrow, and, like, you know, right now, there's something to be desired. You know, I hope, compared to other classes, you know, and we'll see what's
oh my
comes out.
God, oh mercy.
I
thought I broke that shield. I
had 20 HP left on it. I was doing
Jesus
while you're doing it, so I knew that I could survive one more hit from anything that's not your monk. Because this, no offense to your team, but they didn't really have any way of doing damage to me outside of physical attacks.
Yeah.
So I knew that. That's a great thing. That's another thing I love about Golem is that your guys are completely safe while charging.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a wonderful, wonderful thing as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, I thought I got rid of the shield though. That's damn.
She has. I did it so that she has exactly 500 HP, so that it was easier for me to keep track of.
Sure. Oh no, I don't blame you.
So that I could bear in mind while I'm playing. And you did 320, then you did 160, which is 480, so I had 20 left.
Oh man. Yeah, I thought I already got rid of it, but like after that chemist shot, that's why I went for the chemist shot the last round. Was to go in and like try to finish it.
That's why I have vehemence on 2 of my guys, because like I have to worry a lot less about being attacked. And it actually, since I've noticed opponents tend to forget I have Golem, it kind of baits them into attacking, which is good for me.
That's fair. Yeah.
It's a wasted turn on their end, and you know they forgot all about it. Or in your case, you know they thought they had taken care of it.
Definitely thought I did on the last shot.
Am I ever going to get anywhere with convincing you that Onion Knights should have a skill set? or is that never happening?
I gave him a skill set.
You did?
I did.
Nuh-uh.
I did.
Really?
I was like, if I'm in the middle, perfect. I don't think I've actually seen anybody use this yet.
I really like what you've done with Rams. I think he's probably one of the best changes you've made to a character so far. Because he is, it's unique. Like you didn't give him skill sets or like a sword skill set or anything.
I wanted to like not do that because of jobs, like different jobs.
But it's definitely usable. The only thing I would say, but you're already addressing this, is that it seems ridiculous that his, not ridiculous, but it's a little unreasonable that his reprisal ability is range 4 when the vengeance ability available is range 8, but you're taking care of that, so.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. This Ramza team, by the way, is probably my best team.
That's pretty solid.
It's my, like...
Especially if you getting unchecked on freaking Golem.
Well, that's it's my safest team, I should say. It's my safest.
Good game.
I thank you. Good game. Though, do you want to see my my new Rams getting hit with critical quick team?
Yeah, that's fine.
Choose a flat level.
Choose flat level. Okay.
Something that's relatively flat because I just have
Golgollada.
to have... Perfect.
All right.
I've been doing some experiments with Reflect, and Reflect can be pretty powerful if you really plan it right. Kind of like the mines.
Right.
Anyway,
I'm hosting.
Yeah, I'm
hosting right now.
Because effectively, if you do it right, you could double the range of Holy and Flare.
Yeah, definitely. And is Flare reflectable? I thought it wasn't.
Flare's reflectable.
Okay.
Meteor is not, and neither are the level 4 magic skills.
The Hodges.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna load this up real quick. I'll be right back.
No worries.
He's not in Georgia anymore.
Alright, I'm back. Alright, let's see what you got.
We'll see. This team's stupid, but it's funny.
And he said this is a quick team, or is it different?
Oh, it's all critical quick. It consists of 4 bards and Ramza.
Mm-hmm.
So, in retrospect, after this, you can decide whether you want to raise the just a smidgen, just so it's a little higher, the physical attack on bards, so that this can't be done.
Roger that.
Because their base physical attack is at 3 right now.
Mm-hmm.
And realistically, if it was basically any higher, this wouldn't be possible. Yay. Yay. Oh, I got 2?
You got 2. 2 of 4.
Got 2.
I assume you're trying to get all 4, or 3 of 4?
Well, I mean, honestly, as many as I can get. Let's see. So the idea is that you really want to just keep it going.
Obviously. The baby shockwaves.
So I got 2 lined up right now. Come on, let me get 2. Yay!
Okay. And this is generally the team where you're just burn out actions and then like one-shotting somebody kind of deal.
Actually, no. So I have, if you notice on 2 of my guys, I have guns.
Yeah, I noticed.
So hypothetically, if I can be a little bit more so I need to get that other one, the one who hasn't gone yet. I need to get him going, which I'm gonna try and get him going with my one on the left there, or I guess on your right.
Okay, yeah, I see the one with the heart.
Yeah. But let's see. But the idea is 2 of them have guns, so hypothetically, if I could work it out so that I could keep shooting with a gun on a small map like this, because if I just move them forward a little, got him. If I can move forward a little bit, I could get enough turns to take down at least one of your guys, and then
call a game.
And then run out the clock enough. Because if I can take down one of your guys and then just keep it going, I can literally run out the turn count. Which is terrible. Like, it's not fun at all, really. But
I mean, you make a point though. I mean, that's a way to do it.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's a terrible, unfun way to win. So the best way, to win, really. Let's see. I got 1, 2. Okay, so I got 2. Lined up, and I need that guy. I need the guy with the full hot to get a turn, without having. See, I didn't get one that time, so he has. Well, hold on. It takes a lot of planning. I've been practicing it, so it's a lot of planning. So the way I practice is I go to a random battle, and I basically play it that if the other team gets a turn, I lost.
Right.
Since, if it's just a random battle, those guys have like fucking, like 11 speed.
Okay,
he's very hard. Alright, let's see if I can get the other. But see, like, even now, like, I've already run through 10 turns, so I run through 25% of the turns, and you haven't even gone yet.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Try and get these 2 going. And then. Good. Alright. Okay, I really see. It's really weird with how it does the turns, though, once they get quicked.
Wasn't it still like a priority? Or no?
It does weird. I haven't quite figured out the priority, but I think it's the last one to get the quick goes. So like, if I do it right, then the one with full hot should go next turn, but I don't know that. See, it doesn't quite work out the way you want it.
That's what you're saying. Yeah, the heart one went.
Okay, gotta get a little bit. No, I'm sure you'd love watching this, though. Me just go in circles of doing shockwave on my own guys.
Very much entertaining gameplay.
No, this is, like I said, this is the worst way to win a match. I'm sure if there was ever a real tournament and someone tried to do this, they're not invited back next time.
Disqualified.
Qualification on grounds of this sucks. Let's see. Okay, I think. Alright, so I'm doing that because I realized that this guy isn't going to get a turn, and he's the one who really, really needs a turn. Since he's the one who normally triggers my Ramza, and he's the one with the gun, and I need him to get one. So I had to give it to him, and I took the risk because basically, if I did the math, so he's hitting 3 guys who could get a quick. There's a 93% chance one of them will get it, which is all I really need. There's an 84% chance 2 of them will get it, and there's a 60% chance all of them will get it.
Okay.
But I didn't get one that time.
Yeah, you didn't.
I think it's... Oh, nope, I had one in the hole, so... Alright, so I have a 93% chance again. That's why Rams is important, because he actually raises the odds whenever he gets one. Since he can raise 100%, he can raise 10 Brave. So he's really useful for that, and that's why I have him here. But since my guy with the full Mahat didn't go soon enough, I was not able to get his HP down as effectively, so I'm doing it the very, very slow way.
I gotcha. What's to be the 20th act, I believe, right? Should be.
Yep, I'm halfway through, and you haven't gotten a turn yet.
Nope, not yet. I think my ninja's still sitting at 85 CT the entire time. Yeah, she's.
It's weird how quick works, because it takes up the... it like inserts itself, like it instantly becomes the priority move, or the priority thing. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of weird, but it's fun. Critical quick can be really good if you can manipulate it, though I highly recommend raising the bard's physical attack just a point or two, just to make this not possible.
I gotcha. I'll definitely make a note of it.
This shit is stupid. Well, they had honestly, they had a 10% higher multiplier, it would work. Mm-hmm. I think.
I agree.
Alright, do I have another one? I do not have another one. Sorry. Alright, so here's a big risk, because now I have an 84% chance. So 16% chance of failure. And I got one. I got another one. Yay, alright, I got 2. He's at 93, so he's about to come down. And then eventually I have to start using some of my moves to do chakra with, because their HP gets so low that I have to raise by 15. It's ridiculous. We can quit whenever, I just want to demonstrate.
You're good, you're good.
You're good.
I mean, yeah, I definitely see what you're saying, though. With being such a low PA, you can get away with just shockwaving and then bouncing off of quick, and then shockwaving again, or using up an action with shockwave, or even an attack if you need to, and then keep consuming the actions all the way to the end.
Well, it's really it's really gamey, not in a fun way, really at all. It's. Another option is just to keep using Scream with Ramza and then move him far enough to one-shot one of your guys on the last turn.
See, that's actually what I thought you were going to be doing, was getting...
That's an option, I mean...
Yeah, using quick to just kind of keep screaming. And then get him to a point where he's such high in PAMA, they can just zap somebody real quick.
Well, whatever you're doing, you got to do it on the last turn.
Yeah.
Just to ensure that, it's not coming back to bite you in the ass.
Right.
So I'm taking another risk here, but I have a little bit better odds because I have 4 guys now, and 2 of them have 70 brave, so my odds are better, significantly better than they were before. And I got 1, 2, 3. Didn't get off. And then my strategy to be super safe is once I get one of them to 100, that's when I start moving them, and I turn it so that they're all lined up in front of Ramza, and that way I can kind of keep moving across the map slowly but surely in a straight line. But I'll do that till I have one of them to 100 brave so that I can always ensure I have a move.
Right, right.
So one of these guys are both up. So no point. So I did that because all 3 of them are already getting a move, so I really don't need to give them another quick. But I'll take a chance and give a 60% chance of him getting a quick again. But I think I'll use
1, 2, 3.
Like I said, this is a really stupid strategy. It's great though.
I mean, yes, definitely. I mean, if the fact that you're sitting at 31 now and it's almost game over.
Well, I guess it's the idea more so that theoretically you could play, and then if things started to look bad, or if you started to get overwhelmed, you could just literally run out the clock the second you have an advantage. That wouldn't really feel fair.
Right.
And I'm taking another risk here, but odds are even better because I have 1 guy with 80, 1 guy with 70, and 2 guys with 60.
It's 2.
3.
Number 3.
If I get all 4, I'd probably just start lining them all up. But...
You got the 3.
Well, let's see. If I get this guy, I'll start lining. Yay! Go. I feel like I'm getting really lucky with these quicks now.
I mean, between
I
the
feel like
between the bravery increase and stuff, yeah, it's definitely happening more often. Well, I don't know about that one. It's a
no, I was gonna say he does have bravery raise, and he's still getting lucky with it.
Mm.
All right, let's see. I have 4 turns left. Okay, so far those are all 3 of those are guaranteed to me. I got that thing in the way. Yay!
There you go.
No. Okay, so at this point, I could just start shooting at the rest of my guns and hoping I get lucky.
Yeah.
Or the, I guess the harps too. Though I haven't really. I mean, harps are just kind of whatever. There you go. I got the one and only hit of the game.
No charm. Mm-mm.
No charm. You're right. You're right. Didn't work out. Doesn't always work out. That's okay. I get ultimate off? Oh, nope, I can't get ultimate off. Man, I did my math wrong. You'll still end up winning.
So I think you're out of range for Sanguine, right? Or Crushing Blow?
I am. Let's see. Nope. Well, right. There we go. I thought my last. Oh wait, no, there he is.
Yeah, you consume the action. Yep. Mm-hmm.
There we go.
There you go.
Tie game.
Tie game. I'll go through all that trouble for.
You didn't move once.
Oh man, that's definitely a way to troll somebody.
So maybe raise the Bard's innate
PA
physical attack to to 5 at least.
Yeah.
Still unusable as an attacker, but
Yeah. Well, to get it to a point where it's not like that low.
oh, 3's ridiculous.